Okay, okay, students. Good morning to all of you. So let us start our today's class. Today we are going to discuss a important chapter and small chapter, that is dual nature of matter and radiation. Nana. Okay, important chapter and small chapter. Nana. Okay, yes. So in this chapter, what we will discuss, sir? Mainly, we will discuss in this chapter that see, in ray optics and wave optics, we studied about wave nature of radiation. Radiation, how it will means mainly in wave optics, we have studied that radiation, how it behaves like a wave, and that we have confirmed from interference, polarization, diffraction phenomena. Wait, sorry, I forgot to start recording. I think so. It is recording, no problem. Interference, diffraction, and polarization. These three phenomena, they confirm the wave nature of radiation. Okay. Now, radiation has got one more additional characteristic, that is nothing but particle nature. Okay. That we will confirm by photoelectric effect and Crompton effect. Means in this chapter mainly we will discuss how radiation behaves as particle, and second point we will discuss how particles behaves as radiation, or how the particle has got wave nature. These 2 points we will discuss. Okay, yeah. So to discuss, see, particle nature of radiation can be confirmed by photoelectric effect. Nana. Photoelectric effect and Crompton effect. Okay, mainly our discussion will be on photoelectric effect, and particle nature of radiation we will discuss in de Broglie hypothesis. Okay, that is another point. Clear, students? Okay, yes. So now our main objective of this chapter is what is photoelectric effect and what are the laws of photoelectric effect. What are the laws of photoelectric effect? Okay. See, before entering into this photoelectric effect, first we need to know about what is photoelectric emission. Photoelectric emission. See, Nana, whenever radiation falls on a metal surface. See, for example, this is a metal surface, let us suppose. Okay, on this metal surface, let us suppose some radiation falls. Then due to this radiation, the electrons which are present on that metal surface, they will eject out. These electrons, they will eject out like this. Okay, this phenomenon is called as photoelectric effect. This is a metal surface, Nana. This is what a metal surface. Okay, and this photoelectric emission can be done by three methods. Okay, photoelectric emission is three types, Nana. Depending upon how we are giving the energy, required energy for this electron. See, when radiation falls on this metal surface, the electrons will absorb some energy, and by gaining that required amount of energy, electron will eject out. Okay, for this electron, this radiation has to spend some work, some energy, means some work has to be done. That work is called as work function. First point, work function. Okay, this is important question for 1 mark. Okay, what is work function? And we will indicate this one with letter W naught. Work function is nothing but it is the minimum amount of energy required to eject an electron from a metal surface. Clear, students? Okay, different metals will have different work functions, and this work function is the characteristics of that material. Different materials will have different values of work function. More is the work function, more is the energy required to eject an electron from the metal surface. And this question is important for your board exam. You need to remember this. Define work function, they will ask. Na? Yes, expected question. Section B students. Section B students. Chocolate wala question. Okay. Supreet, Sanjeev, Sanjana, are you getting? Important question. What is work function? It is the minimum amount of energy required to eject an electron from a metal surface. Okay. So we are talking about a photoelectric emission, no? Yeah. Photoelectric emission can be done by 3 methods, Nana. So they are thermonic emission. They are, first I'll clear this point. They are thermonic emission, field emission, and photoelectric emission. Okay, sometimes yes, this is also an important question. Writes methods of photoelectric emission. These 3 methods names, if you write, you will get 1 mark. Important question, Anna. Yes. Yeah, for your seniors, 2020, I think so, or 2019, they have asked this question. Writes the methods of photoelectric emission. By 3 methods, we can supply required energy to the metals, to the electron. What are the 3 methods? The 3 methods are for thermonic emission, second one is field emission, and third one is photoelectric emission. What is thermonic emission? Thermonic emission is nothing but the required amount of energy for an electron to eject from a metal surface if you supply by heating a metal surface. Then that process is called as thermonic emission. Okay. So from the metal surface, if you want to eject an electron, you need to supply some energy. That energy you can supply by different methods. So if you choose one method in which by heating a metal surface, you can give some energy to the electron to eject out, then that method, that process is called as thermonic emission. Okay. So this can be done by heating a metal surface. Remember this. Okay, Nana? Next, field emission. If you supply the required amount of energy to the electron by applying electric field, then that process is called as field emission. Clear, students? So if you supply the required amount of energy by applying a electric field to the metal surface, then electron will eject out, then that process is called as field emission. Okay, clear? Next, third process, photoelectric emission. As usual, it means, as you know this point, means by incident, perfect word, means the required amount of energy you can supply by incident radiation. Okay, okay, with incident radiation. Incident radiation can supply a required amount of energy to the electron to eject it out from a metal surface. That process is called as photoelectric emission. Clear, students? Clear? So these methods are important. Sometimes they may ask you just write the methods of photoelectric emission. Just write the names. What are they? Thermonic emission, field emission, photoelectric emission. Sometimes they may ask you what is thermonic emission, what is field emission, or what is photoelectric emission. They may ask you. Clear, students? I hope you are understanding. Clear? Next point. Yes. Now, photoelectric effect. Now, this photoelectric effect, for this photoelectric effect means whenever some radiation falls on a metal surface, electrons will eject out. Okay. Now, for this, how much radiation has to incident, or what should be the frequency, or what should be the intensity? For this, Halwach, he has done one experiment. That experimental setup I am going to show you now. Okay, so Halwach experimental setup is having one a vacuum tube like this. Okay, vacuum tube like this it is having, and it is having one open window for incident radiation. Okay, for incident radiation, one open window is there. Okay, as like this, one tube is there. Now, in this, two electrodes are present. One is anode, another one is cathode. Okay, this is anode. Let us call. This let us call it as anode, and this let us call as cathode. Okay, let us suppose. Okay, now the radiation, incident radiation, will falls on this metal surface. This is coated with the metal surface. Okay, incident radiation falls on this. This is a metal surface also. Let us call. Okay, now this total anode and cathode, they are connected to the battery with the help of ammeter and voltmeter. Yes, ammeter always should be connected in series. So milliammeter let us take, and it is connected with one battery, and this battery is variable battery. Okay, rheostat. Okay, just like this. And here it is variable battery. Clear, students? And this is rheostat, let us suppose. Okay, so this battery function is such that we can change this connection. One time this will make anode, one time this will make anode. Like that we can change the polarity of this anode and cathode. Okay, clear? Yes. And voltmeter is to be connected in parallel. Here let us suppose here voltmeter is connected here like this. Okay, let it. Now see, what we will do is, whenever some radiation falls in this metal surface, what happened? Some electrons will eject out. Yes or no? So these electrons, whatever these electrons, they are ejecting out because this is negative terminal. First we will make it as negative. Sorry, first we will make it as positive, and this will make it as negative. Okay, okay. So this will be cathode first, and this will be anode first. Anode is positive terminal. No? Okay. First, we'll change the polarity also. So first, whatever the electrons which are ejecting out from this metal surface, these electrons, due to this anode potential, means positive terminal, these electrons, they will get attracted and they will reach this anode. So from this anode through this wire, they will pass out. We can get a photoelectric current in this ammeter. Clear, students? Okay. Now what we will do is, this anode voltage we will decrease. This positive voltage will decrease continuously, and we will observe this ammeter reading. If you observe carefully, this ammeter reading going on decreasing, means as this anode voltage is decreasing, the electrons which are reaching this anode are decreasing. That is the meaning of a decreasing value of ammeter. Okay, clear? And when we keep this anode voltage 0, then also some electrons are reaching, because whatever the electrons which are ejecting from this metal surface, they are having some kinetic energy. So with that kinetic energy, they will travel and they will reach the anode. Once they will reach, they will pass through this wire. Still we will get some photoelectric current. Now let us change the polarity of this anode. Let us make this as negative voltage. At one particular negative voltage, the electrons, whatever these ejected electrons, they are reaching this anode, they stops. The meaning of that one is, whatever these electrons, they are traveling with kinetic energy. The kinetic energy of emitted electrons are balancing with the negative voltage. Okay, this voltage we call it as stopping voltage. One negative voltage is required to stop the electron which are ejecting from the metal surface. So what this will do, this negative voltage energy EV naught balances with the kinetic energy of photoelectrons, so that they cannot move forward. They'll get repel each other. This is electron and this is also negative. They'll get repulsion. They cannot move forward. Okay. So that voltage is called as stopping voltage. Yes, this question also important. What is stopping voltage? Negative voltage which is applied to the, which is negative voltage which is equal to kinetic energy of the photo electrons is called as stopping potential. Okay, just read this definition, important, Nana. Clear, students? Okay, yes. Now by observing this emission of photo electrons, we are having some laws. Okay, these laws are very important. Laws of photoelectric effect. Students, it is very important question for 2 marks or for 3 marks. Everyone should read this question. So what is that? What are the laws? First law, for a photoelectric emission to take place, the frequency of incident radiation should be greater than one particular value of frequency, that is called as threshold frequency. Okay, means from this experimental setup, if you draw a graph, between frequency and stopping potential. Okay, Nana? Now see here, see this incident radiation is there. No, this incident radiation, different frequencies, let us incident on this metal surface. Then photoelectric current we will observe. No, so if you want to stop that photoelectric current, we need some stopping potential. Now if you take the graph between stopping potential and the frequency, graph comes out to be like this. The graph comes out to be like this. This graph indicates as you are decreasing the frequency, stopping potential also decreasing. But at one particular frequency, even though stopping potential is zero at that point, still some photoelectric current is happening. That frequency is called as threshold frequency, and we will indicate this one as F naught. This we call it as threshold frequency. Yes, this threshold frequency definition is also important. Define threshold frequency. One more question, Anna. What is threshold frequency? Threshold frequency is the frequency below which there is no emission of photoelectrons from a metal surface. Important for 1 mark. Okay, yeah. So let us see loss of photoelectric effect. Again, I'll come to this threshold frequency point. Okay, so first law is about yes, this one. Photoelectric emission takes place above a certain frequency of incident radiation. Okay, below which there is no photo emission. That frequency is called as threshold frequency. Threshold frequency, and we will indicate that one with letter F naught. In this, first law also came and threshold frequency definition also came, Nana. Okay, next second point is, second law is photoelectric emission is a spontaneous process. Spontaneous process. Okay, students, photoelectric emission is the spontaneous process, Nana. Okay, na? Clear? And third one, very important law. Photoelectric current. Photoelectric current depends on intensity of incident radiation. But it is means photoelectric current independent of independent of frequency of incident radiation. Very important point, you must remember this. Okay, and fourth law, last one is the kinetic energy of photoelectrons depends on frequency of incident radiation. Incident radiation, but it is independent of intensity of radiation. Everyone, you must behead these four laws. First law tells you about the threshold frequency. Above that frequency only photoelectric emission will be there. Below that frequency, no photoelectric emission. Second law tells you about no time lag between incident radiation, emission of electron. This takes place spontaneously. As soon as incident radiation falls on a metal surface, photoelectrons will eject out. And third law is important, that is how much photoelectric current, means how many number of photoelectrons are ejecting from a metal surface, that depends upon intensity of incident radiation. But that photoelectric current independent of frequency of incident radiation, very important. And your last exams, whatever you have written in that exam, I have asked this question. Few students, you have written this question wrong. Okay, by this one, if you are not remember, if you are not remember means just by it. Okay na, clear? Last one, the kinetic energy of photoelectrons depends upon frequency and it does not depends upon intensity of incident radiation. And for this we are having two graphs now, important graphs. So those graphs, let us see now. If you draw a graph between, if you draw a graph between stopping potential and intense photoelectric current, I indicates photoelectric current, let us suppose. Okay, now these two graphs, they comes out to be like this. Okay, this is frequency f1, let us say. This is frequency f2, let us say. Okay, so from this graph what you can conclude is, see here, even though if you are having different frequencies of incident radiation, photoelectric current, maximum value of photoelectric current is same, saturated value of photoelectric current is same. That means photoelectric current does not depends upon frequency. Okay, second graph, one more graph, important graphs, Nana. You need to understand these graphs. Okay, one particular frequency only, let us imagine. Yes, again this is photoelectric current and this is stopping potential again. Now you take one particular frequency of a graph like this. For one particular frequency of a graph, now by variation in this is intensity. I1, this intensity I2. This is photocurrent. This is photocurrent. Now from this is threshold frequency. From this, what we can say? Different is the intensity of instant radiation. Photoelectric current also different. Yes or no? Yeah, just from this graph. And this the photoelectric current does not depends upon the frequency. We can say. Okay. Yes. These two graphs are very important. You must remember the graphs. They may ask you to draw the graphs also. Okay. I had these graphs also, na? Yes, sir. For 3 marks, they may ask you these graphs. Remember these graphs. Okay, na? Clear? Yes. Next, in this chapter, what we need to discuss? Einstein is important point. Photoelectric effect. Yes. Who is this? Sidhu. Something you are writing, Nana? Einstein photoelectric effect. See, whenever radiation falls on a metal surface, electrons will eject out. So to explain how these electrons are ejecting out, Einstein proposed one theory that is called as quantum theory. Okay, so according to Einstein photoelectric effect, the whatever the radiation which is falling on it, it is coming in the form of packets of energies. Those are called as quantas or photons. Okay. Okay. Clear, Anna? Clear. So what are photons? Photons means what? Photons are nothing but energy packets. These they'll carry energy and momentum. Energy of photon is h lambda. Sorry, h nu or hc by lambda, and momentum of each photon is h by lambda. Clear? And these photons, they are electrically neutral. Anna. Remember points. Photons are electrically neutral. Neutral means they don't have any charge, so they cannot be deflected by electric and magnetic field. Electric field and magnetic field, they cannot deflect the photons. Photons are nothing but packets of energy. So while interacting with the matter, radiation behaves like a particle nature. Those particles, Einstein, he has called them as photons. Clear? Photons are nothing but energy packets. Okay, they will carry energy of hf or hc by lambda, and they will carry momentum also. They will transfer momentum also. That is h by lambda. And photons are electrically neutral particle, so they are not deflected by electric field and magnetic field. And important point, rest mass of photon is 0. Very important point, you need to remember. What is the rest mass of photon? They may ask you. Answer what, Anna? 0. Important point, Anna. Clear, students? Okay. Clear? Yeah. Now let us discuss about Einstein photoelectric equation. Important. Einstein photoelectric equation. See, last year for your seniors 2020, they have asked for 3 marks this question. What is that question? Write Einstein photoelectric equation and explain the terms. Already I have discussed this point with you. Okay, so what is Einstein photoelectric equation? See, students, see, for example, this is a metal surface. What is this one? Metal surface. Let us suppose this metal surface is having some work function of W naught. Means to eject an electron from this metal surface, W naught amount of energy has to be spent. Okay, now when some radiation falls on this, having an energy E, let us suppose this radiation is having some energy E, then from this total energy E, some amount of energy is spent in ejecting an electron from a metal surface. Then whatever the remaining energy is present, that energy will be available for an electron as kinetic energy. Okay, yes. So according to Einstein photoelectric equation, energy of incident radiation will be equal to sum of work function of metal surface plus kinetic energy of ejected electrons. This is the equation. Or if you want, you can write very clearly. Energy of incident radiation can be written as HF. Work function can be written as HF naught plus kinetic energy can be written as half mv square. Here v is maximum value of velocity, maximum kinetic energy you can say. Or you can write this one like this also. H nu is equal to H nu naught plus half mv maximum square. Yes, here important point, when you are writing this equation, this one and this one should not be same. Last year your senior, she has done one mistake, they have written she has written v as like this, so they have given 1 mark only out of 3. So write the symbols correctly. Okay, don't write as you wish. Okay, yeah. Here what is nu? Explain the terms. Nu means what? Frequency of what? Of incident radiation.